welcome back to Open Your Eyes. It is a lovely Tuesday morning and we've got some wonderful conversations left. As a matter of fact, we're venturing now into the ICDF and MOFA, or Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Taiwan Scholarships. That's what we're about to venture into. And to tell us about it, in the middle we've got Gillian, she's the third secretary of the Taiwan Embassy. We've got Gale Quiroz, who is an alumni. And we also have Clydie Aldana of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Taiwan. She's also an alumni. Yeah. So guys, good morning and welcome. I'm loving the colors.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
So,
this is definitely one of the sought after scholarships,
yes,
I think, that people in Belize are looking forward to. And we do want to get it very clear from the beginning that the deadline is approaching. So today we have the details of how to apply. Maybe for those who are a bit fearful of applying, you girls can shed some light on your experience.
Yes.
But let's just step back, Gillian, and talk about the scholarship program itself and differentiate between the ICDF scholarship and the MOFA scholarship.
Yes, thank you, Gavin and Marlene, for the introduction. Yes. And first of all, I'd like to stress that yes, the deadline is getting closer. For ICDF, that's the 15th of March, and for MOFA Taiwan, that's the end of March. So that's why today in the show, we'd like to focus on the frequently asked questions that the embassy has been receiving. And so to my right is Gale. She's an ICDF scholarship recipient from 2011 to 2015 in National Zhengzhi University, Business Administration bachelor degree, and she's also the vice president of BETAS. BETAS stands for Belize Taiwan ICDF Alumni Society. And to my left is Clydie. Clydie is a MOFA Taiwan scholarship recipient from 2014 to 2019, and she studied 1 year at the Mandarin Training Center at National Taiwan Normal University first, followed by a 4-year bachelor degree at China Medical University, Biomedical Imaging and Radiological Science. Wow. So she's currently radiographer at Belize Medical Associates. Wow. So very looking forward to our discussion today with the amazing alumni. So yes, speaking about the differences, we'd like to give the potential applicants some idea so they can know whether they should choose the MOFA Taiwan or the ICDF one. Then I will first give some ideas of the different scholarships.
Okay.
So for ICDF, ICDF, there's a list of 32 programs offered by the 21 universities, and the programs are all taught in English. However, if the field of studies were not covered by the programs offered, then you still have the option to apply for MOFA Taiwan scholarships.
Okay.
And the difference between the two is that the MOFA Taiwan scholarships, there is the 1 year pre-degree Mandarin course.
You have to learn Mandarin first.
Yes. So for the duration of the degree, it's the same, like 4 years for bachelor's, and then 2 years for master's, and then 4 years for PhD. But for MOFA Taiwan, there's 1 year extra, that's before the degree, to learn Mandarin Chinese. Yes, and I think maybe the Gale, you can talk about the stipend you receive for the MOFA Taiwan scholarships.
For the Taiwan MOFA scholarship,
Clydie, I should say, sorry.
Yes. The Taiwan MOFA scholarship, we have 25,000 NT dollars for during the first year, which is the LEP program, and then we have a 30,000 NT dollars for the which this is given monthly for the school, now for the university program.
So let's step back a bit, because the difference clearly is that you can attend classes in English, and your program would have been in Mandarin?
Yes, my program was in Mandarin.
The entire program?
Yes, entirely.
And because the ICDF has it has a specified list of programs that you can apply to, yours fell outside of that list?
Right.
Which is why you did the MOFA scholarship?
Right.
Okay.
So in MOFA scholarships, you are freely to choose whatever program you would like to.
Okay.
The first year, you definitely have to go to the LEP program, which would be the language center, for 1 year. And then after that, while you are in that 1 year, you can go ahead and start applying to your universities.
Okay.
So ladies, what made you want to apply for the Taiwanese scholarship?
Gale.
Well, I think it's an interesting opportunity to be able to travel abroad. I mean, not only do you come back home with a degree in education, you know, but there's so much more to studying abroad. I mean, you learn to be independent. There's no more parents around to be, you know, it's time to get up. You know, you have to be responsible for everything. You learn budgeting. You get your stipend every month, but of course, you know, at the end of the day, if you spend that, you need to wait until the following month to get yours. You also get to learn a new language. Let me just emphasize that for the MOFA, yes, they do study Chinese for 1 year, but ICDF, you do also get the opportunity to study the Mandarin language again. The only difference is that you're studying the language and you're also doing your required courses.
Yeah.
So you're doing both at a time. You learn a new language. I mean, you get to experience a new culture, build networking. There's so much more benefits to studying abroad.
To be clear, you have to learn Mandarin because you have to live in a
Yeah.
city where
Exactly.
that's
You
yes.
need to know how to get around.
But you know, I think one of the things that there are a lot of people who definitely would want to be a part of it. But learning a new culture, learning a new language might be something that, you know, I think twice. I don't want to go here because I don't know the language. So before we continue on, because we know there are a list of questions, talk to us about your experience, what it was like for you going across. How difficult was it to adapt to their culture? What was that like for you?
Well, to start with, when you reach there, everything that you see is in characters. Everything looks like drawings to you when you first go there, because nothing is relatable, right? But after a while, once you feel this comfort of joining with them. You want to understand precisely what they're saying. It's just like how foreigners come here and they want to understand our Creole. We want to understand their language. So being able, it was a challenge. It was a very big challenge to get to learn, especially the accents, because we have accents. It's kind of like, it's like, right? It's five accents, 5 tones. So it's, our teacher used to say, it's like going up a plane. It's just go flats, then you go up, then you go up and down, and then you go down. So that's how our teacher used to teach us in order to be able to make it easier. That was probably the most difficult part, getting the accents to that point. And in Taiwan, one character can mean so much things. And one accent, one pronunciation can mean so much things with different accents.
But beyond the language, it is just a complete different reality from what we know in any part of Belize, even if you're from Belize City or from a village in some other part of the country. What has that experience been like? Because that's a learning experience and a developmental experience in itself. What has that meant for you both?
You know, many people are afraid to apply because they say, oh, I don't know Chinese, they're afraid of the unknown. But one of the benefits of applying to the ICDF program, you're helped along every step of the way. Upon arrival, they'll go to the airport and pick you up. So unlike Clydie's experience, you know, she got to the airport and she's seeing characters and stuff. But we have people who go to the airport, they're going to pick you up, they're going to take you to your university. When I went, it was 3 days of orientation. I'm not sure if it's the same anymore. And so we got an opportunity to meet all the scholarship recipients from, you know, all the countries invited. And so you don't have to be afraid. Just go with an open mind and you'll be helped along the way. So.
Yes, and also like to mention that we are working hard to make sure that they are well looked after in Taiwan. And it's great to just to share the news that we have the Alumni Society in both Belize and in Taiwan. So they will be in touch with the past and the incoming students.
Lovely.
How many students have studied in Taiwan so far?
So far, we currently, there have been like around 400 or so. And at the moment, around 100 students.
Wow. That's a lot. And looking at the competitiveness of the application system, are you finding a lot of people showing interest in the scholarships as the years go by?
I think more students we can expect for this year's applications. And since actually this year for the MOFA Taiwan Scholarships, the quota has been raised from 6 to 15.
Whoa.
So like more than double.
Of course.
Whoa. So
Yes.
15 MOFA scholarships.
Yes.
And how many ICDFs?
There's no quota for ICDF scholarships, so
wow.
which means that more applicants.
Yes,
but then we can receive more applicants, and there's a review process. The embassy will conduct an interview and send a list of the recommendations.
So here's what I didn't know. The schools select some of the scholarship applications, right? So you select from Belize who you think have the best potential, but then you submit it to the schools,
Yes,
and the
yes.
schools make the selection.
Yes, that's also very important to mention that. So the applications run like 2 tracks.
Yeah.
So you have to submit your applications to the Taiwan embassy in
Yeah.
person. At the same time, you also have to send your applications to the schools that you like to apply for, and the Taiwan embassy will conduct an interview and then send a list of recommendations. So if you are higher on our list, that means higher chance for you to be admitted to. But for the ICDF scholarships, the school and the ICDF, they will conduct a joint review.
Yeah.
Yes, and then to finalize the list of recipients.
Can you tell us what makes you higher on the list, or that's something that you're not
Is
supposed
it
to?
purely academic? Is it academic achievements that you're looking for?
We'll take all things into consideration. First of all, the academic record is very, very important because we like to make sure that they will have a good academic record for them to be qualified. So if you had too many like absence from school, yes, or you fail certain courses, then you may be revoked, yes, from the scholarships. And maybe we can learn from the 2 successful applicants, like what make you think, what you believe that makes your case stronger for you to be accepted.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what made your case stronger?
Well, first of all, there's a study plan. When you apply for the scholarship, you need to write a study plan. So I think that if they're able to know what you expect to do with this degree when you're finished, they need to see that there's some sort of direction, you know what you want. And so I think that helped a lot. And also academic, you need to perform very well. There's a minimum of a 3.0 that you need to have as a part of the requirement.
So that's your starting point. You already know you have to have the 3.0.
Right.
Yes.
So I think another thing, if you are able to be involved in a lot of volunteers, in a lot of get yourself exposed, so that don't be afraid, because then you getting exposed is already showing them that you are independent enough when you go abroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you're going to be able to live by yourself and be involved.
How do your families feel about you going so far? In Belize, we're really close, and I know I've heard parents say before, I don't know if I want them so far away.
I don't know if they're old enough to make decisions.
How do your families feel?
Well, I'll admit that when I applied for the scholarship, I never informed anyone. No one knew I was applying. So
Independent from
when I got the scholarship, it was such an emotional moment. I was so excited, and I shared the news with everyone. And they shared in the joy with me. I don't know if they were afraid afterwards, because at the time when I went, WhatsApp wasn't really around. So it was a complete different atmosphere from now. You can video chat with your family. And it feels like you're not even that far away. But, in the end, my mom was happy for me. My family was happy for me. They helped me to pack my stuff and get ready. And so, in such a short moment, there was no moment to even doubt whether,
For you?
Well, for me, it was more of the same thing. I didn't really indicate that I was going anywhere. So when the news came, when the phone call came, my parents were they were happy, but they were sad at the same time. They did take me. They still do approve of what I did, though. They're very proud, and they're still very happy.
How difficult is 1 year enough to learn how to speak so you could better grasp the information
Well, 1 year is enough for you to be able to have that survival Chinese. You'll be able to survive very freely. Of course, it's a learning process for everyone. Everybody learns different, but most of the students, they're able to speak and be able to have a bit of more of involvement with everyone once they have that 1 year program.
So let's look at the details of the program. We already established that ICDF is different from the MOFA scholarship. MOFA requires 1 year of just Mandarin before you move into your program. ICDF is mostly in English. Now, but let's look at the other things. Do you get housing allowance? Do you get a stipend? Do you get travel? What type of other supplementary systems exist?
Yes. Speaking of housing, I think that's what maybe that's part of the family concern. So better to address this for ICDF. Since the universities are partner universities, so the students have to stay in the dorms.
Yes.
So for Gale, what about your dorm experience?
Okay, so every university is different, but at National Cheng Chi University, in the first year, you are sent up into the dorms in the mountains, and you have to live with Taiwanese roommates, okay? There's 4 people in a dorm, and so I think that's their way of trying to get you to learn about the culture.
That was your language lesson, that's what it was.
Exactly, and that's the best way to learn the language in the end. I mean, you could go in class and try to learn the textbooks and everything, but if you try to practice with your roommates, it gets much easier, okay?
But the cost of accommodations covered. You stay at the dorm for free.
It's all provided by the scholarship program.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, so you don't have to worry about looking for apartments, anything. It's all arranged, so
And
there's
meals?
no need to worry. The meals, you have to purchase those with your stipend.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But no need to worry. There's so many places to eat around the university at very reasonable prices. So, and a wide selection too.
Yes. So could I just jump in here? So speaking, because Clydie just mentioned a stipend for MOFA Taiwan Scholarships, and for ICDF, it's a monthly stipend of, it depends on whether you apply for the bachelor, master, or PhD. So it's roughly about like 400, 500, and 500 or 70 US dollars or so for the 3 different degrees, monthly stipend. So for girls, experience should be enough for you to cover your living expenses.
Well, that's where the budgeting comes in.
Because you have to cover meals and incidentals. Everything else is covered, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And in addition to that, one of the benefits that we receive as ICDF recipients, every year they plan a program called the Tika Cup. It's a sports event, and every year they're located at different parts of the country, and so you get to meet all the recipients again. You get to travel overnight trips, and so all of this is also paid by the scholarship program.
So the experience is definitely one to reckon with.
Yes.
What about housing for Clydie?
For us, no. Our housing is all independently. So we have to find for our housing. The LEP program normally would not give you a dorm to stay because you're not a full-time student there. You're only taking in a language program. But this is where the BTC comes in, which is the Belize and Taiwan Committee comes from, and past MOFA students. So we started this exchange program of which every MOFA would take care of, the past year MOFA will take care of this year's running MOFA and so forth. So we will be helping with
there's a support system built in there that you guys created.
Right. Yes. Well, Gale was actually part of the funding, and I was a president for 2 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
So with the MOFA scholarship, what all is covered?
Well, it's covered. It will give you a monthly stipend. Like I said, the first year is $25,000. With that stipend, you will need to, this is where the budgeting comes from, pay all your schooling, your staying, your lodging, your fees, whatever you need to pay with that.
Okay.
Yes. And then the preceding years, it will be $30,000. And with that, you will also going to need the budgeting.
Yeah, but you take care of all the payments on your own.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Some schools will assist you. My school had the opportunity that they really did assist us on paying some of our things.
Okay.
By us just giving them the money, and then they would take care of all
business.
the business.
Oh, okay. So it sounds welcoming. It sounds like something that, especially in today's day and age, we've got very vibrant young people who actually want to make that step. Now, talk to us about getting back home. What was that feeling like, having to leave there and then coming back home? Bittersweet?
I think it was very bittersweet. I fell in love with Taiwan. I really like Taiwan. Everything that's conveniency, its way of treating people, their punctuality. We're very punctual.
Yeah.
Their way of just going outside and just having one card, only one card, which is the yo-yo card, and paying all my bills with just that, or paying whatever I need to do with just that, going into the bus with just that. So now coming back home, I love coming back home because my family is here.
Yeah.
My people is here. I can speak fluent English or Spanish here.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I feel safe. So it is a bittersweet, and I still miss a lot of Taiwan, the food, the people.
I don't think I've met one student who's left Taiwan who didn't love it. What is it about it?
Yes, for Gale, she actually, after she finished her term in NCCU, she applied for scholarship again. Yeah, maybe Gale can share more about this.
You reapplied. You applied again.
Yes, I did. Well, everyone loves Taiwan because of the people, they're so friendly, it's convenient. I mean, it's something that you have to experience on your own. I mean, people can tell you all about your experience, but when you go there, you'll find out that people are so friendly. If you're lost, you could ask any stranger, they're going to help you. And do not fear, because they're very friendly, they're honest. We've had certain points where a colleague would lose her cell phone or something, forget it in the cab.
Yes.
I mean, they find a way to return it to you.
Yes.
The people are very honest and friendly and everything. And referring back to what Gillian said about applying for the scholarship, when I went on an ICDF program for a bachelor's degree, and later I applied to the university itself for a master's program. I was accepted, but of course everything is not paid for, but you do have the opportunity to work there and to pay for your other bills, like the accommodation and your books and everything, which is otherwise included in ICDF program.
Wow.
But for me, I wanted to return home, to be a part of the Belizean workforce, to contribute, and that's what we encourage everyone to do. Go and study and learn, but then return to your country and try to give
Try
back.
and incorporate that into the society.
There's already enough brain drain in the country, and we don't need to be another source to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that most of the scholarship recipients return to the country?
It depends. We were just talking about this with the alumni. I know some choose to stay in Taiwan and is in the process of applying for a job.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the BTC
Yes.
is also supporting those
Right.
Yeah.
students, right?
Yeah.
So there's always this communication from us, because coming back, being a part of medical school, I was probably one of the first ones to come back and get into this process of getting the license and going through the Ministry of Ministry of Health, and getting all these paperworks done. So what we do is that we try to assist each other to be able to get to know what are the procedures that we need to do. And so coming back to Belize is also an experience, because you're coming back with a degree and you're coming back to the workforce to preparing yourself for that.
All right. So how do people apply?
Oh, so the applications are both available online for ICDF. You can send the application. It's an online submission, but you also have to print it out, because you still have to bring the application to the embassy.
Okay.
The embassy in person.
So both application forms are available online,
yes, on our website.
and The deadline, as you said, is quickly approaching. We're looking at March, mid-March for ICDF, and end of March for the MOFA scholarships. And to clarify once again,
Yes.
ICDF is for a set number of programs, specific programs. MOFA is more open to whatever you want to study, as you
Yes.
chose radiology
Yes.
as your area
Yes.
to pursue.
I do like to mention that, so for the MOFA Taiwan Scholarship potential applicants, the 1-year pre-degree mentoring course shouldn't be something that discourage you from applying for that.
Yeah.
You can actually apply for English talk programs as well, and we will be uploading information on all the language centers in Taiwan if you choose to study Mandarin, and all the English programs in the universities in Taiwan that you can apply for. So you can skip the 1-year Mandarin study if that's what you
If you
wish.
choose to enroll in
Yes.
English
Yes,
programs.
yes, and more choice, more selections of programs.
Of course,
yes.
of course.
Now there's, of course, the embassy does offer some assistance if people have questions or need some help in filling out their application form, right?
Yeah, sure, of course. Just give us a call or just come visit us. We are on number 1 Taiwan Street, just next to the Memorial Park.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, we come across some students recently that they see they join our student and they join our school promotion campaign in different parts of Belize. So very happy to see them.
All right.
Of course.
Well, we want to thank you for coming in and telling us all about the scholarship, your experiences in Taiwan, and about the scholarship program. We know that a lot of people are looking for opportunities for higher education, and we hope that we've answered some of their questions about the Taiwanese scholarships. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for having
Thanks for
us.
having us.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in a few. Stay tuned.